Right now, millions of retired Americans receive $500 less monthly than entitled to, and they have no everything right. Worked for decades, paid into the system their entire
one
life.
afternoon,
A timing mistake permanently locked in a smaller check for life. No appeals, no do-overs. If you are 55 or older and haven't watched this video, that could be you. Stay with me. This could be the most important financial information you hear. Keep receiving critical retirement insight. Subscribe to Macro Signal now. It's free and could be worth thousands to your future. Let's begin with Carol. She's 62, lives outside Columbus, Ohio, and spent 38 years as a school administrator. She loves her job, but her body is tired. Her knees ache, commute feels longer, and she's earned her rest. One Tuesday afternoon, she picks up the phone, calls Social Security, fills paperwork. Within 30 days, her first check arrives. She sits at her kitchen table, opens the envelope, and smiles. She made it. What Carol doesn't know, what nobody told her, is that her decision just cost her $640 a month. She claimed benefits at 62 instead of waiting until full retirement age. That choice permanently reduced her monthly check by nearly 30%. What should have been $2,200 a month is now $1,560. Over 10 years, that silent mistake will drain over $76,000. Here's the part that should make every American pay attention. Carol is not unusual. Every year, millions make this exact choice. Social Security is under no legal obligation to warn them about it. So what is the mistake? And why does it happen so often? It comes down to one thing. Social Security is built around your full retirement age, or FAR. For most, that falls at 66 or 67 claim at that age, and you receive 100% of the benefit you earned. But the government also allows you to claim as early as 62, and for a lot of people, that option is savings are running low. Maybe health is a concern. Maybe you're simply exhausted and ready to stop. All of that is completely understandable. The problem is that what sounds like an early reward is actually a permanent. For every single month you claim before your full retirement age, your benefit is reduced. And that reduction never goes away. Claim at 62 with an FAR of 67, and you lose 30% of your benefit. Claim at 63, and you lose about 25%. Even claiming at 65, just 2 years early, still cuts your check by roughly 13% every month for life. Now consider the other direction. If you delay past your full retirement age, your benefit grows by 8% for every year you wait. Up to age on a $2,000 monthly benefit. Waiting from 67 to 70 takes your check from $2,000 to $2,480. That's nearly $500 more every month without working a single extra day. That is the power of timing, and that is exactly what most people never fully understand. To be completely fair, claiming early is not always the wrong decision. If you are dealing with a serious illness and your life expectancy is shorter, taking benefits earlier may put more total dollars in your pocket over your lifetime. If you have no savings and no other income, waiting may simply not be realistic. And for married couples, the right strategy often involves one spouse claiming early while the other delays in order to maximize the total income the household receives over time. But for the majority of Americans, those who are in reasonable health, who have some savings or a pension, and who have a realistic chance of living into their 80s, the math is not close. The break-even point, the age at which delayed benefits overtake early benefits in total dollars received, is typically somewhere between 78 and 80. And since the average 62 American today is statistically likely to live well past that point, most people who delay Social Security end up ahead, often by tens of thousands of dollars. If this is helping you think through your own situation more clearly, make sure you're subscribed to Macro Signal. We break down exactly this kind of information every week so that you can make smarter, more confident decisions about your retirement. There is a second mistake worth understanding, and it surprises people just as much as the first. It is called the earnings test, and it creates a hidden trap for retirees who claim early but keep working. Here is how it works. If you are collecting Social Security before your full retirement age and you are still earning income from a job, the government will reduce your benefit once your earnings exceed a certain limit. In 2024, that limit was $22,320 per year. For every $2 you earned above that amount, $1 was withheld from your Social Security check. The withheld money is not permanently lost. It gets credited back once you reach your full retirement age. But the damage in the short term can be significant. Many retirees who claim early are still working part-time, doing consulting work, or picking up seasonal jobs to stay active or cover expenses. They claim their benefits thinking they've earned them, and then several months later they receive a letter from the SSA, informing them their checks will be reduced or stopped entirely. It is an avoidable shock, and the only way to avoid it is to know the rule exists before you file. The third mistake is one of the quietest and most overlooked in the entire system: never checking your earnings record for errors. Your Social Security benefit is calculated using your highest 35 years of reported earnings. If even a single year was recorded incorrectly because an employer made a payroll error, because wages were reported under a different name after a marriage, or because a record simply never made it into the system, your benefit will be calculated lower than it should be, and you will never receive a notice. Explaining why, the Social Security Administration maintains a free online portal at SSA.gov called My Social Security, where you can log in and review your complete earnings history, going all the way back to your first job. Financial professionals who specialize in retirement planning consistently report that record errors are more common than most people expect. One missing year from a high-earning period of your career can quietly reduce your monthly check for decades. The fix is simple once you find the error, but you have to look for it first. If retirement is within the next 10 years for you, this is worth 15 minutes of your time that catches retirees off guard. Social Security benefits are not always tax-free. Many people spend their entire working lives assuming that once they start collecting, that income belongs entirely to them. The reality is more complicated. If your combined income crosses certain thresholds, a portion of your benefits becomes taxable. For individuals, that threshold starts at $25,000 per year. For married couples filing jointly, it begins at $32,000. This hits especially hard for retirees drawing from traditional IRAs or 401k accounts at the same time as collecting Social Security. Every withdrawal from those accounts pushes combined income higher and can pull more of the Social Security benefit into taxable territory. There are strategies to manage this, including Roth conversions, careful account sequencing, and income timing, but every single one of those strategies needs to be put in place before retirement, not after. Once the withdrawals start and the checks are coming in, the window to plan has already closed. Here is the complete picture. Social Security is the single most valuable financial asset most Americans will ever have, a guaranteed, inflation-adjusted, government-backed income stream that lasts for life. And yet, the decision of when and how to claim it is made by most people with almost no preparation, no professional guidance, and no full understanding of the permanent consequences involved. A choice that takes one phone call can add up to a difference of $100,000 or more in lifetime income. depending on how long you live. The people who come out ahead are not necessarily the ones who worked harder or saved more. They are the ones who understood the rules and gave the decision the serious attention it deserved. Think about what an extra $400 or $500 a month would mean in your retirement. That is, the difference between groceries covered and groceries stressed over. That is a car payment. That is a medical bill that doesn't become a crisis. That is a trip to see your grandchildren. This is not a small decision, and it should not be treated like one. Before you do anything else, here are 5 concrete steps to take right now. Go to SSA.gov. Create your My Social Security account and carefully review your full earnings history for any errors or missing years. Look up your exact full retirement age based on your birth year, 66, for those born between 1943 and 1954, 67 for those born in 1960 or later, and somewhere in between for everyone else. Use the SSA's Benefit Estimator tool to run your actual numbers at age 62, at your full retirement age, and at age 70. So the real dollar difference is in front of you in black and white. If you are married, research spousal and survivor benefit strategies before either of you files, because the decision you make affects both of your financial lives. And sit down with a retirement income specialist before you submit a single form. Not a general financial planner, but someone who specifically works with Social Security claiming strategies. This decision is too permanent and too consequential to make without expert input. Social Security was never designed to be simple. It has hundreds of rules, dozens of exceptions, and filing windows that close permanently. Most people navigate it alone, with incomplete information, under pressure, and on a timeline set by exhaustion rather than strategy. That is exactly the gap that Macro Signal exists to close. Our job is to give you the clear, honest, and timely information that the system itself will never hand you. The $500 a month mistake does not happen to careless people. It happens to hardworking people who simply were not told the full story before it was too late. If this video gave you clarity, please take 5 seconds to like it and share it with someone you know who is approaching retirement, because this information is genuinely worth money to the right person. And subscribe to Macro Signal right now so you never miss an update that could shape your financial future. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one.